welcome to Just with Seven. So the story trending on social media concerning a certain guy, a Moroccan football player called Achraf Hakimi, a 24-year-old boy, sorry, man, who was literally accused of rape. And guess what the wife did? She literally had to file for a divorce. And to her surprise, only to discover that everything the husband has is in his mother's name. So there has been a lot of reactions. People are really reacting to this particular story in so many ways and in so many things.
Yeah.
So right now, this is what we have on Just with Seven. We are going to be talking about this and other angle of the story that people are not literally seeing.
Yeah.
So,
well, do you know, it was really, really, like, it's really crazy, seriously, because it's really trending out there. And for the fact that she filed for a divorce, and then what I'm trying to say here is that people are trying to, a lot of people are trying, well, we are trying to forget the fact that she accused him of rape. But the whole thing that is trending right now is the fact that she demanded for 50% of his wealth, which she finally got the shock of her life, you know, at the end. But the thing is that I just feel like, okay, she made a mistake. Maybe she had, I don't know, her own motive for the whole thing, but I just feel like when she was trying to do those things or say those things in court, she would have rather said that, okay, she needed the money for the children, you know, for the kids, you know, because with what she just demanded for, made people see her as a gold digger and the rest, and which eventually nobody knows whether she is or not, you get. But I just want to say that for the fact that she has requested that and she got the shock of her life, which I just find out, okay, that she can't get the money. Well, I don't know what becomes of her, because seriously, it's like God is trying to even share her own money.
I don't even think. First and foremost, there are a few things to consider here. The reality is that she's not even requesting the money. I think a lot of things need to be considered before we're knowing whether we're putting the blame on the man or we're putting the blame on the woman or whatever the case may be. First and foremost, there's a rape case in court. The guy hasn't been convicted of the crime yet. Okay, she came back and then heard that her husband had this. Now, people who are on the side, on Hakimi's side, are saying she should have exercised some patience and waited until he was either, you know, acquitted or convicted of the case. But she went ahead and then decided to get a divorce.
Well, maybe
right?
there had been something.
No,
like
she went ahead and
before that. That is it. Maybe there had been a suspicious case before.
No,
that.
the truth is, it shows one thing.
Like
it shows one thing, right? The sentiment is that she's not providing. She doesn't provide any kind of support for her husband during his trying time. It does not matter, right? Anybody would look at it from this perspective. What you should have done, at least you wait for. If you wanted a divorce, she knew. She didn't even need to request it. She knew already that once she filed the divorce, there was no prenup signed between them. So once you file a divorce, about 50% of the guy's wealth goes to you, or a percentage of the guy's wealth goes to you. So she was aware. Now, those who are on the side of Hakimi can hold on to this and say, look, that's gold digger vibe. That's gold digger move, right? So you should have just waited. Probably you were looking for the slightest opportunity. And besides, how long have you guys been married for? Just 3 years.
We never can tell what has been happening in that family.
you know,
For her to just go straight forward and just fight the further.
No, but it was actually gold. It was actually gold digger move.
But he's saying that
I
she's
think
supposed
we are
to wait.
dragging
She's
this-
supposed to wait and then stand beside her husband.
Yes.
You never know
You
what
stand
is
beside him.
happening in that family.
That's
You
just an
get.
angle of this thing. But I also want to say something. But before then, I would want to even hear what Austin has to say, because
Well, for me, I think it's a very sad one here, because it's so unfortunate that the society has degenerated to a point where the word divorce, you know, is becoming normal, you know, and that is the sad thing there. So I'd like to reel out two things. One, divorce should not even be encouraged in the first place. So the prominent word there is divorce, you know. She filed for a divorce, and then the issue of her moves, you know, came on board. Some persons start as being a gold digger and all of that. But the key thing there is divorce. What led to the divorce? According to the woman, she said that she came back, went for a trip, came back, and then she had so-called allegation. It's an allegation. It wasn't confirmed. And then she filed for a divorce. So for those who are saying that, you know, it's a gold digger move, somehow they might have, you know, enough reasons to say that, because just hearing, number one, this guy is a footballer. I'm not saying that the guy should be a promiscuous kind of person, but he's a footballer. He's open to ladies. He's prone to that. And then you come in to hear an allegation, you know, you accuse him of divorce, and then all of a sudden you file for a divorce. So the quota, you know, of people saying that she's making a gold digger move should not be, they might have their
there's some, yes,
generally for me, I'm just against the whole thing, but the action of Hakimi, you know, willing almost everything to his mom. I almost laughed when you said a boy and then a man. So I think that was I think, you know, marriage is for mature people, and there are a lot of things that, you know, patience, because it is for mature people, then patience should be involved, isn't it? You don't just react. Sometimes you take proactive
Okay, but there's
steps.
a twist to the entire story. Oh. There's a twist to the entire story, because something that I was reading, I think on one of these journals or tabloids online, says that there is a revelation now that he actually didn't will those things to his mom.
Really?
His mother came out to say, well, she was not aware of any of such moves. Now, journalists and lawyers are saying if such things happened, then he's liable to be charged to court, right?
But
the thing is, excuse, I want to say something. You know, truthfully, let's. I want us to really be realistic about this thing. You know, this guy, he got married at the age of 21.
21, yeah.
21. So which literally says that before this guy started amassing wealth for himself and all of that, he's a teenager. And it's very easy and very understandable for a teenage boy or
to want to have the mother
a parent to be under
control his wealth and everything.
He has to be a financial manager and all of that. So I don't think he did anything wrong, because he is still not fully a man.
But I don't think so. I don't agree.
So I have not even landed for it. I've not landed. So in this case, he gets married to this lady who we assume is mature. She's 36 years of age, and you have a 24-year-old husband who is still under the mother's control and management and all of that. And the mother is his number one cheerleader. The mother has been supporting him right from day one. If the mother is saying that she's not aware, it's like you going to a bank and you open an account and they say next of kin. Sometimes your next of kin is not even aware that they are your next of kin.
Let me say, I have a bit of exception to what you're saying, right? Now, let me bring in a bit of religion here, the Bible in quote. You know, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and be cleaved unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh.
I was going to say
for the fact that, you know, it is not wrong that okay, you started your career as a footballer earlier. Yes, you had your mother as the next of kin, but I mean, guy, you took a decision to go get married.
The truth of the matter is no. The fact is no. Sorry. Let me say this. Can I say this? Let me say this. The truth is, there have been rulers in government at lower ages, younger ages than 21. The assertion that a 21-year-old human being, a man, is not a 21-year-old man is not a man is very, very wrong.
It's very wrong.
First and foremost, the generally acceptable age of maturity is what? 18.
18.
Right. It is expected that an 18-year-old person should be able to reason like an adult. Sorry, let me just finish. This person, no, I don't say he's whatever action he took, any other 50-something-year-old man can take it. So the point I'm trying to say is, first and foremost, let us put all of these things together. The fact that he could have been making a kind of smart move, probably he knew that this kind of thing could occur, and so he was trying to indemnify himself against this kind of act. But the fact is that as a 21-year-old guy, this guy is playing in the international leagues. How will you tell me that a young guy from Morocco can leave Morocco and go to France and is living a life making that amount of money? He's not able to he can make decisions as to signing contracts with clubs and all of this, and you say he's not thinking like he's a man. So he only took what decision he took to indemnify himself. But if you're looking at it like this now, his mother is saying, because with this new twist, we need to really understand what exactly, there's something that Hakimi is not saying, right? But if at all he decides and says, I want to will all of my money to my mom, nobody says that that's a child move. If he says, my mom is going to be my manager, my mom is going to be my account officer, my mom is going to be everything and all, anybody could have a 50-something-year-old guy could take the same decision. A 30-something-year-old guy could take that same decision. So the question now is, what exactly was Hakimi thinking when he made the move, one? And two, why is the mom saying that she's not aware that any of
so
such...
that means something is fishy.
Something is fishy.
I just feel that maybe probably before this whole thing happened, or maybe when this whole thing was happening, he knew that maybe the woman is going to fight for it.
She gave him vibes.
So he decided to hurry up and do those things, and then he's now taking the mom as a surprise now. I'm actually even the next of king, like stuff like that. Maybe probably that is what actually happened.
So next of king does not mean your wealth is transferred already to the person.
It doesn't mean. But this one he will. So the thing is, I think the lesson that should be learned, please, because while if you go on social media, you discover a lot of persons are giving credence to
what the guy is doing
what
actually.
He did. But it shouldn't be so. If I have a woman that I love, why would I want to treat her that much?
But
should I tell you what? Do you
understand?
There's this thing I'm hearing that they are saying that a wife is not a member of the family.
That's rubbish now.
That's rubbish. But the wife, you are one flesh with the wife.
Then why did you marry the woman if she's not a member of the family?
And
Why?
the point I really want to iterate here, most importantly, like you said, these things are going out on social media and people are responding and seeing this guy as their role model and everything, which is wrong. It's totally unacceptable. But I want to say that this particular thing, over time, the marriage has been some sort of, I'm trying to get the right word,
bastardized.
Yes, thanks for that word. Marriage has been bastardized and people are beginning to be afraid of marriage. You understand? So that is what the effect of this thing is coming.
Come and get married to me. Don't be afraid of getting married to me.
Some ladies are going to be seeing this. If this is the case, let my mother-in-law don't be alive so that I will not have issues like this.
People say that
already. That has even.
But can I shock you?
Wait, let me finish.
People have been saying that.
And now some guys will be like, okay, fine. Since this guy did this and get away with it, then this is something that is worth trying. For the fact it worked for this guy doesn't mean it's going to work for anybody. And a wife is your bone and your flesh. Marriage is beautiful. Marriage is good. Marriage is a mystery, and you have to get matured. And it requires a sense of responsibility and being responsible in all of this. So if people are responding to this, I literally want to say, please, let's be very conscious of the things we observe and try to make it a rule or what can actually stand.
But let me just say something, because the fact is that
it's not everything.
The fact is this. It plays in the society that it plays out in. There are certain societies, by religious beliefs, by whatever, right, that do not accept divorce. So that certain rules in those kinds of marriages and those climes might not play out in for my kind of person. I am never getting into, I'm an African, I'm a Christian, you understand. I go by personally, my beliefs are that marriage is for better and for worse. You don't know divorce. So when I am preparing myself to get married, I am not preparing myself with the mindset that there's going to be a divorce. I'm not preparing myself with the mindset that I'm going to have to sign a prenuptial.
Do you know
right?
No,
I'm sorry. I'm trying to make a point. If you go across the Atlantic to the Western worlds and countries, they understand that divorce is like a thing now.
Exactly.
So
that is
one of the first things
yes,
and that society makes it that way. Do I agree? Do I buy it? Do I believe that it's right? No, it's not right, because it continues to water down the seriousness of the institution of marriage. Yes. But the point I'm trying to make here right now is this: it is what it is. The society has done what it has done. What you should do as a couple, wherever you are, especially for those on the other side of the world where divorce is a thing, just go ahead and sign a prenup. From me, you see this subject of this topic of what Hakimi did is right. What Hakimi did is very, very subjective. No matter how we argue it, we always find that Hakimi was right or the wife was wrong, or the wife was right or Hakimi was wrong. It depends on how you decide to look at it. Yeah. But when you are in that particular society, there are certain instruments, legal instruments, that you can use to prevent this. A popular basketballer was going to get married to his wife. right? And then he had agreed with the wife that, look, we're going to sign, they loved each other, was his babe at the time, we're going to sign a prenuptial. It means we're going to agree, and if there be any divorce or anything like that, we're going to agree on how this thing is going to be split, who takes what responsibility, who bears what loss, who bears what cost, right? Few days on the day of the wedding, she was stalling. He kept reminding her, sign this document. On the day of the wedding, he asked her, sign this document. They've come to the altar. She didn't sign it. He walked off. He didn't marry her. But he claimed that he said, I loved her, like he really, really did love her. But he was saying a sign that, look, these kind of things are prevalent amongst people like this. I'm a superstar. I'm a rich guy and all of that. There's a tendency that one day she wakes up and says, look, I'm leaving. And you live with my sweat. No, let us just look at it from this perspective. You wake up and then you live with his sweat. You live with everything that... The fact is that for as long as you signed an agreement that both of you are get husband and wife, it therefore means that, this lady is the richest woman, or probably richest woman in the world by just marrying Jeff Bezos and divorcing him. A billionaire by divorce. Can you imagine that?
So the thing is, for me, right, I wouldn't say, like you said, most of the arguments could be subjective because you don't wear the shoe, right? But I think that people should really change their orientation when it comes to marriage, because in 2014, there's a statistic that says that among the 100 women that got to the top, 80 of them went to the top by divorce.
That's 89.
I think 80 of them.
Roughly that, yeah.
Roughly 80
just
went.
Only 2 women who made it. Like,
thank you. Like not, yeah. So about that, correct. That's about 80. So you see, that is orientation. What people don't really see marriage the way that the institution is. The seriousness of the institution. So people going to marry with different things. A lot of wrong motives are everywhere. It could actually
Sorry, I need to ask you, does this thing apply in Nigeria too? This law, does it apply in Nigeria? Like if you divorce...
Like seriously, for me,
I've never seen that because...
Excuse me, see, before you get into marriage, I'm just saying it, for even as a lady, I just rather prefer you try to build yourself very well before getting into the marriage.
God bless you.
But okay, yes, she has money very well. She's also a millionaire by her own self too. She has the money. Yeah. But for her now demanding this whole thing, as in demanding half of the man's property or half of the man's sweat and everything, is now tagging her a very wrong name that she's not even, if she see what is happening out there, if she goes to social media,
she'll be ashamed of the
she'll so be ashamed of herself, because for the fact that if she want to really know or make us understand that she's really hurt by what the man did, I think it's better for her to just file for the divorce, simple and short, and then move on with her life. With her
she was following due process. She was following due process.
Wait, let me say something. But because she was just trying to also get the man's property and everything.
I don't think so.
It's making it look.
I don't think so. It is the process. It's the process proving guilty. But she's
the thing that people are saying now is that you should have just waited before you start filing.
But she actually was following due process, because the fact is that even if you once you divorce the guy, right, the thing is that you must get 50%. Exactly. So she was asking for what was due. She could not have made a divorce the guy and then not ask for that 50%.
Okay,
even if she doesn't ask, even if she didn't ask, her lawyers would tell her, ask for it. It's your entitlement.
So, Jomanio, as Africans, truth of the matter is that a lot of things are being imported into the country, both character, lifestyle, and all of this. And right now, our African people, Nigerians, have actually seen this guy. Some people have seen him as a role model and everything. But most importantly, there is always a take home in everything, and the take home should not be on the negative side but rather on the positive side. So you were saying something about, okay, with all these things, where does our Nigerian people or citizens,
yeah, that's what I was asking
play? For me personally, I would say what I keep on telling people, that when it comes to marriage, it requires maturity, and most importantly, nobody should take everything that happens on social media into your own home. Exactly. See, I heard a guy said, let's scum marry scum. Let's an armed robber marry a prostitute. Let a good person marry a good person, and all of that. Nobody is praying to have a bad marriage. But in all the things you're doing, it is very important for you to know that your wife is not just your relative. Your wife is your blood, your flesh, and everything. Know the place of your mother, the place of your wife, the place of everybody in your life, so that it can actually go a long way in helping.
Like I said, this thing is actually, because what you're saying is right. Actually, it's true, but still, it's subjective because it depends on what I believe. I'm not going to say if you feel, and somebody who's watching might say, "Oh, because she's a lady, that's why she say what she's saying." But the fact the point is this. The point is this. The point I'm trying to make is this. I like something you said initially. Do not take what's happening on social media and then bring it into your marriage. When you think, because I think we have a local case going on of a particular popular Facebook or YouTuber and his wife who have issues, and every 2 seconds one person whips up the phone and then they are going neck to neck, back and forth with each other. So the issue is, I think that thing came from probably seeing other people too who were doing the same thing, and they felt like, okay, if people can go out there and make videos about the issues, once there's an accusation, right, we don't ask our husbands if it's true. Oh, you had a baby outside. Oh, everybody come and see you. They say my husband has a baby outside. Oh, you understand what I am saying? So I accept that, but what you need to really understand is marriage. People don't get married. You don't go into marriage for the hype of getting married.
Exactly.
You go into marriage with purpose. First and foremost, you need to understand that we are going to be bringing out kids. We're going to be bringing kids. It's for procreation. It's that two of us are going to be coming together to build a life and to build something. It's not necessarily because sometimes I dare say it's not even necessarily because I love you, you love me, let's get married. It's not even about that.
Love is not even enough.
You understand what I am saying? So when you sit down with the person, it is, who's your best match? Who's my best match? Who brings out the best in me? Who brings out? Then when you have that, the next thing you're talking about is, okay, can I live with this person? Can I be somewhat attracted to this person? That's what we're calling a value. That's what we're looking at in getting married. But okay, they got married, and if you put a clause in place for saying when you guys divorce, and especially you see this thing that they are doing, if they can remove it, this whole thing that whoever gets divorced, they should make it. I was writing on Facebook commenting, the person who asks for divorce is the person who they will share their money. If you ask for divorce, Austin will share yours. If you ask for divorce, it's your own property and your wealth. People will not want to constantly look at divorce as a way of making money, as an investment.
It's not making
it's an investment.
Like marriage is not.
Marry a rich guy, divorce him later, your net worth increases, you marry the next guy.
Like
Mackenzie's, I think she was was it 30 billion she got from this guy, like the richest woman in the world by divorce. You understand what I'm saying? So it's an issue. If you are crying for divorce, be ready to sponsor that divorce, and that is it. Sponsor it, and we know that yes, you are desperate to live.
A lot of interest is looking like motivation for some people.
Exactly.
Being involved. I think my last submission on this issue should be, marriage is becoming, people going to marriage with misplaced priorities, like you said, right? Now, if I'm to ask Hakimi and what's her name, Abok, a question, right? Now, where is the love that you confessed earlier? I love you, I love you, I love you. Where is the love one? Now that you're filing for a divorce, is that going to make you happy?
You okay?
What about your children?
Okay.
What kind of children do you want to raise?
Unstable home already for the children. Young children like that. That's an unstable home already.
This whole thing is looking treachery on the side of Hakimi himself for willing all his property to his mom. Treachery on the side of, for those who will come and accuse the woman that, okay, you want to become a gold digger or whatever. It's still looking fit. So people should really get this thing. Please, marriage.
The problem is
that I just feel
there's no sincerity.
I just feel like people are just failing to understand it because they are tend to just paint her in a kind of way because one, she's older than the man very well. She's older than him, the guy. So, and then she got married at an early age with the guy. So, and then for the fact that just three years of the marriage, right? She's filing for divorce. I feel that is the reason why people now feel that she's not a gold digger. Like she just came in for the money and she wants to get out. And she's really making it look out there like marriage is not where you come and fend for business, or it's like a business something where you just come and make profit.
Especially when people have done it before you.
Like that. It's really not nice. Seriously.
Interesting, like we've all spoken well, and if we decide to even continue the conversation of Hakimi and the wife, seriously, there will be lots of opinions out there. But in all these things, let's also not forget that there is a rape case at hand, so it should be looked into. If he is actually proven guilty, please, the law should take its course, and if not, the law should also take its course. So basically, that's just all we have for you on this edition of Hakimi's Case. So if you're watching us, please make the right decision. Like everybody has rightly said, marriage is beautiful, and please make your home worth it. Let there be purpose in your marriage, okay? It should be defined and everything should be stated out there.
Don't go into marriage for just making business. It's not business.
Or babies.
Whatever.
It's not about the babies.
Yeah, so that's even about that. But before we go, I quickly want to, say a happy birthday to a special person, a sister, a mentor, a friend, a coach, CEO, Ambassador China Saopar. I just want to say I love you so much. You're amazing. Your heart is good. So I love you. God bless your new age.
Happy birthday, China.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. So that's about that here on Gist with 7. So catch you next time here on Gist with 7 and follow us on all our social media handles displayed on your screen. Thank you. Bye.